What music superstar reportedly wrote a song for the Harry Potter movies and was denied?
What the heck did they do with the money that was dirty and filthy?
This is season 7 of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Hi, I'm Nick.
They should send that dirty, filthy money to nickandroy.com. No, I'm Roy, and we and our staff scoured the internet and other sources this week to find totally useless information just for you.
Plus, we will answer your question in the mailbag section and tell you all about the grand opening of our brand new store. And in the news, she put the I in DIY.
Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
From Beethoven to Bieber, rock and roll to rhythm and blues. This is Totally Useless Music Information with Nick and Roy.
Isn't that lovely?
Yes, it was very, very classical.
For the first time ever, the Tennessee State University Marching Band made musical history at the Grammys. It became the first collegiate band to earn one of music's highest honors. The Urban Hymnal won the award for Best Roots Gospel Album at the Grammys at the pre-telecast ceremony in Los Angeles. And with it, TSU, Tennessee State University's aristocrat of bands, became the first marching band to win in the category. So congratulations to the Tennessee State University Marching Band.
That's really nice, too. And I think they should do more for the older folks because you should honor grandmothers and grandfathers
No,
with a
that's
Grammy.
Grammy, not Grammy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't watch that other show.
Right.
But anyway, 1 in 5 country western songs, 1 in 5, refer to alcohol or whiskey. 3 out of 5 reference crying.
Oh.
3 out of 5 country western songs reference crying.
After
Wow.
all the booze you drank and your wife left you and the dog ran away.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's cry.
Sing all about it. In the New York City area, the Postal Telegraph Company introduced the first singing telegram in 1933. On July 28, 1933, a Western Union operator by the name of Lucille Lips sang Happy Birthday to Rudy Valley. Mr. Valley later recalled the episode as a phony stunt by the publicity people, although Western Union recalls it as the first singing telegram. Despite initial criticism by Western Union executives concerned with the propriety of the medium, the company's messengers delivered musical greetings in person until World War II. Singing by phone operators was resumed after the war, but faced declining popularity until Western Union dropped the service in 1974.
What was the girl's name?
Her name was Lucille Lips.
I think I saw her in an adult film.
No,
once.
it wasn't. As an aside here, speaking of birthdays, we're going to tell you all about, it may not be a singing telegram, but we tell you all about special birthday messages coming up as you're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Yeah, and wait for it because you got to pay attention because it's awesome. If you know anything about instruments, well, you know Gibson, Fender, and Martin guitars. They're really high-end guitars. They're worth a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
But if you love violins, you dream of owning a Stradivarius or even playing one for that matter. In 2011, a record broke. A Stradivarius sold for, get ready for this one, $15.9 million.
Ooh. Wow.
That's a lot of orchestrating, you know?
It is. Talking about striking a bow. My goodness. Wow. Imagine that. The first gold record awarded in 1942 was for Glenn Miller's Chattanooga Choo Choo. It became the first recording to be awarded a gold record. It was actually just a master copy of the disc sprayed with gold lacquer by RCA as a publicity stunt. But the actual award, recognized today as a gold record, would not be initiated by any other for another 16 years by the Recording Industry Association of America, so the RIAA. They borrowed that idea and trademarked the gold record. The first gold single was awarded to Perry Como in 1958 for Catch a Falling Star. And the first gold album was given to Gordon McRae for the soundtrack of Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. Wow. I thought you were going to say Chattanooga Choo Choo. The train wheel fell off and rolled forward on them. And they said, oh, look, there's a gold record. Listen to this one. Speaking of records, in 2013, this band broke all records by playing in 1 year. They played concerts in 7 different continents.
Oh.
So they played pretty much the whole world in 1 year.
Oh, Metallica.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Talk about a record.
Talking about the perfect pitch, William Jacob Kratt is the man behind a thingamabob that didn't look anything like a harmonica because it was actually a pitch pipe.
Ah.
Kratt came to America from Germany.
Deutschland.
In 1910, Kratt started out working for the Thomas Edison Company at age 18 as a machinist, and by the time he was 25, he began his own company, and it was there that he invented the first pitch pipe. It came in a red cardboard box, as it would decades later, and looked very much like the version sold to this day. It originally featured 8 notes from C to C. Shortly after, Kratt recognized the need to include sharps and flats and redesigned the pipe. And all kinds of professional singers today use the pitch pipe to get that right first note.
Okay, this was my teaser.
Yeah.
Reportedly, there was a superstar. Well, guess who the superstar was that wrote a song for Harry Potter? Bruce Springsteen.
Get out, really?
Reportedly wrote a song for the movie Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now, what caught my attention on this was I had seen a movie a while back called Harry Potter and All of Us Are Stoned, but I think that was an adult film, so it doesn't matter.
It was.
But Bruce Springsteen wrote a song for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, she heard the song and refused it.
Oh.
She said, it sounds too new. It sounds like popular music, and I just don't like it anyway. Because, so I kind of agree with her because I am not a big Springsteen fan.
No, you're not. Send your complaints to nickandroy.com. As you're listening to Totally Uses Information with Nick and Roy, when you do visit, he did sound like he's had one or too many pitch pipes. So when you go and visit nickandroy.com to send your complaints and your dirty, filthy money, you go to where it says episodes.
Send us the filthy money. We love it. We bathe in filthy money.
All you have to do is go click on episodes. You can catch up on all the full library of Totally Uses Information episodes. You can go to the brand new, we even had a ribbon cutting ceremony, a brand new Nick and Roy store, where there you'll find our birthday messages, anniversary messages, our annual newsletter you can subscribe to, and it is one thing after another that people are asking us to provide for them. This is because of you. You go to the birthday messages, you have someone's birthday in your life, you can send them a beautiful, personalized birthday message, a Nick and Roy Totally Useless Information show just for that person.
It's a great thing, guys. I'm telling you right now, everybody that gets one freaks out. They all say the same thing. This is the best gift I've ever gotten. And it's inexpensive, and it's fantastic. And also, the monthly newsletter. Guys, we talk about stuff that we don't talk about on the show. We do a lot of facts and joke around on the show, but we talk about a lot of personal stuff in the newsletter. It's wonderful. There's great stories. There's great stuff. So go to nickandroy.com.
nickandroy.com.
You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times. Or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months. Or the Rogue heat-baked for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Wall Street, Bay Street, NASDAQ, Hang Seng, loonies, toonies, dollars, and yens. This is On the Money with Nick and Roy.
Yep, on the money. That's that dirty money. Send it to us. If you use a magnifying glass, and it's odd too, because I've seen Nick walk into restrooms with a magnifying glass. I don't. I,
I need to find the right seat.
I don't want to know, Nick. If you use a magnifying glass to look at a U.S. $5 bill, on the back of that bill, you will see a engraving of the Lincoln Memorial. Now, the real Lincoln Memorial, if you've ever been there, Nick and I have gone to Washington, and that's going to be a story in our newsletter, folks.
Yep.
Nick and I going to Washington. It's a real cool story. But anyway, if you go to the Lincoln Memorial, you'll see all 50 states are written above the Lincoln Memorial in the building. They're carved into the building.
Yeah.
Well, if you use a magnifying glass on a $5 bill, on the back, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial. And guess what? If you look with the magnifying glass, you'll see all 50 states are engraved. So miniature, you wonder even how they did it. So if you ever have a magnifying glass, get an American $5 bill. Look at the back of it. It really is cool.
With the way things go for me, I'd probably take the magnifying glass and then try to look for the 50 states, and it'll just start catching fire.
You burn a hole through it.
That's right. Well, speaking of hot,
that's what you're doing in the bathroom.
That's right. And
you're cooking a hot dog.
And speaking of hot, with relish. Speaking of hot cash, there are ATMs in Japan that heat the banknotes to 392 degrees Fahrenheit for 1/10 of a second. Okay, 392 degrees Fahrenheit for 1/10 of a second. Why? To decontaminate the bills before they're issued to customers. And as a result,
the first time you said it, it sounded like you were speaking Japanese.
Yes.
Dodigi.
It was to decontaminate the bills. The bills after this process are 90% bacteria-free.
Yeah, we'll take the dirty cash, folks. You just send it right to us. We'll handle it.
No.
We'll handle heating that cash up. Me and Nick will go to Amsterdam.
The first time that we mentioned that we're going to do this topic on the money, Roy came up with a great idea. He says, all you have to do is take $5 and you go to nickandroy.com and send us the $5. And that's what you call a Ponzi scheme. No, don't do that. Go to nickandroy.com to do the other stuff we told you, but don't send us money. Come on.
There's a place in the U.S. that accepts U.S. currency, but it also prints and accepts its own legal tender.
Oh.
Now, that place, Disney World.
Oh.
Yes, we know for sure because Goofy paid in Disney money because Donald left him the bill. Left him the bill.
That's right.
No, the Disney World actually prints their own money. And if you want to trade the money back in, you could trade it for U.S. money because it's legal tender.
That's wonderful. Okay, I have to remember that. So how about some pickled nickels, dimes, and quarters?
Well, that's a good one to say, pickled nickel.
That's a pickled nickel. And that's, again, one of those movies you saw once, a pickled nickel. Pickled nickels, dimes, and quarters. Nickels, dimes, and quarters are also pickled before they're minted. Instead of vinegar, they're soaked in a chemical solution composed of cleaning and polishing substances so that when the faces, lettering, and details are added onto the blanks, they're looking their best.
See, this is interesting stuff, folks.
Yep.
Here's a good one. Apple Corporation. You know them. They're the ones that sell the fruits and vegetables on the corner. No. Apple Corporation, the iPhone. I mean, everybody knows Apple.
The
around
BlackBerry killer. Go on.
Right, except for iPhone. But Nick and I still use 2 soup cans and a string.
That's right.
But anybody that wants to get your own soup can. We'll have a group chat.
Yes.
No, but Apple, get ready, folks. They make $163 million a day.
Oh.
That's every day, 365 days a year, $1 million every 8 minutes. So by the end of our show, Apple will have made $8 to $10 million.
Oh, that's wow. It's a lot of. How do you like them apples?
Yeah, they should send some to nickandroy.com.
No. Here's my teaser: Dirty, Filthy Money. The first cash dispenser was installed in New York City in 1939. And that was great. How convenient. You can go up and you can get some cash instead of waiting for the bank to open. Well, in 1939 is when they installed them, but 6 months after they did that, they dismantled them. Why? Because the cash dispensers were mainly used by gamblers and prostitutes.
Mm-hmm. Right now, the ATMs in New York are used as restrooms.
Yes.
But who gives a... You go to the airport, right? You empty your pockets at the TSA.
Right.
But a lot of people forget to pick up the loose change from the bin.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the TSA guys cannot take that money, and they are on camera. So they throw that money into this little bin. At the end of the year, the TSA totaled this up. They did an audit. $765,759.15 was those pennies and loose change that is at the bottom of the bin. The audit for the last 2 years is $0. That audit was done by Joe Biden.
So how much was it again that's collected at the end of the year?
$765,759.15. Do not forget the 15 cents.
No. Wow. So almost $250,000. $750,000. That's how much. Yeah. Wow. Brick by brick, in 1917, the Bank of Vernal in Utah determined that the U.S. Postal Service could deliver bricks for about half the cost instead of having them trucked to the small town in eastern Utah. So they mailed the bricks to the location. As many as 80,000 bricks were used in the construction of the building, which was continuously functioning as a bank. When the building was constructed in 1919, this variant was cheaper than hiring a haulage firm.
So they mailed each brick.
They did, 80,000 of them. Today, it's a branch of the Zions Bank in Utah.
Can you imagine the poor person that had to lick 80,000 stamps?
That's right.
I think her name was Lucille Lips.
She was.
Actually, her name is Stuck Lips.
That's right. She's all stuck up. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Thank you for joining us. And once again, we invite you to go to our website, nickandroy.com. It's a simple website because we can figure it out. So you go there, and there's lots of stuff to do. As we mentioned, you can download past episodes, but also you go to the Nick and Roy store, and you can order birthday and anniversary messages. And the anniversary messages came to be because a listener wrote to us and said, "We love your birthday messages. Can you do one for my good friends for their anniversary?" And I said, "Of course we can." And so she filled out the form, and she gave us all kinds of great information, and they absolutely loved it. It was a complete surprise for Christmas because their wedding wasn't until August, but she surprised them in December. That was a lot of fun. You can go to nickandroy.com, get your own.
Yeah, and it's so amazing, too, because you could tell that Nick and I are both married because we always do what we're told.
That's right. And then Ryan, who's become a great friend of nickandroy.com, ordered a couple of birthday messages for his kids, and also recently ordered a Valentine's Day message for his loved one. So go to the Nick and Roy store at nickandroy.com and find out what all the excitement is about. nickandroy.com.
You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times. Or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months. Or the Rogue heat-baked for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Welcome to the Totally Useless Information Fashion Show.
So the great picture of President Kennedy and Jackie Onassis when they got married, she had a beautiful wedding dress of ivory silk taffeta and a portrait neckline and a full bouffant skirt. Who designed it?
The old bouffant.
The old bouffant.
Under the skirt.
That's right. Who designed it? Ann Lowe designed it. Jackie chose the virtually unknown black fashion designer to create her gown. Ann Lowe was often described as society's best-kept secret, having designed for the Rockefellers, the Roosevelts, and the DuPonts. She even had her own shop on Madison Avenue in the late 1960s, and she became the first black-owned business in New York's premier high-end shopping location. Ann Lowe.
Yes. Roman royalty wore the color purple to show power and wealth. In fact, high Catholic priests like bishops and popes also wear purple because it signified power and wealth, so that subliminally people saw them come out and knew they were above a regular priest who normally would wear a white robe.
Very interesting. Great. Maybe keep.
Unlike me, the time I got arrested in Central Park where I had disrobed.
Yes. You promised not to do it again and again and again. Maybe they got their stuff from Brooks Brothers. Brooks Brothers is the oldest American clothing brand. H&DH Brooks and Company was established in 1818 in New York City by Henry Sands Brooks. His 4 sons inherited the business in 1833 and renamed it Brooks Brothers in 1850. Unbeknownst to many, though, the brand still manufactured some of its products in the United States. The ties were made in New York, the button-down shirts in North Carolina, and bespoke premium suits in Massachusetts.
My son, that's all he wears is Brooks Brothers suits. And Brooks Brothers gives all attorneys a special discount so that they wear their suits. So it is the suit of choice for lawyers. And they are also Chapter 11. I don't know if you knew that. They're bankrupt. Let me tell you this. This fact got me. There are 14 pieces of clothing produced every year for every human on Earth.
Oh.
That means individual pieces of clothing, 100 billion pieces of clothing are produced. Now that's not a really big fact for Nick and I, who have the same underwear for the last 35 years.
Yes.
Well, I stopped wearing them in 1985.
Yes. So we've noticed.
I'm free, Jerry. I'm free.
So we've heard the song Yankee Doodle came to town and riding on a pony or something like that, stuck a feather in his hair and called it macaroni.
Mm-hmm.
Now, macaroni refers to not the Italian pasta like you would think. Why would he put a piece of macaroni in his hat? But the young men who sported exaggerated versions of French aristocrat style of clothing were called macaronis. In the mid-18th century, macaronis loved to wear teeny tiny hats that they perched atop towering powdered wigs, buckled shoes, and embroidered waistcoats. So those were referred to as the macaroni.
Wow, that's cool.
Yep.
See, how stupid am I? I put a hot dog in my hat and walked around.
You put cheese and sauce on it, called it lasagna.
Well, that's pretty much all I had on when I was in Central Park at that time, was a hat with a hot dog in it.
Yeah, it was a hot lunch. Wow.
You'll get it, folks. Just think about it.
Just think about it for a moment.
Okay, tree-hugging hippies, get ready. The fashion industry contributes more to global... This drives me crazy. They contribute more to global pollution than any other commodity or industry on the planet. So all you tree-hugging hippies that walk around in your tie-dye shirts, get ready. So they literally, in order to make jeans, they use enormous amounts of water, and it is just horrible what they do with the leftover pieces and all the machinery and the money it takes to cart the cotton from one place to China and then back from there to India and then from India to the United States or other places after it becomes a garment. It is the most environmentally unsound industry in the world.
Amazing. Maybe that's where they make paper dresses. What started out as a marketing promotion.
They should just get naked.
Yeah. What started as a marketing promotion for a paper company became a flash-in-the-pan fad during the 1960s. I think the 1960s was notorious for many things, but I think many fads came and went in the 1960s.
Yes.
The paper dress, usually printed with bright geometric patterns, was a rapid success. But as the dresses were literally made of paper and nothing else, they were not sustainable purchases. A woman can get away with wearing the dress one time at the most before it ripped and became relegated to the waste bin. But then again, a ripped paper dress is fine by your standards.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's great. I just go to the store and get a paper bag and put it on, you know?
Yeah, preferably
Sometimes
over.
I get two, one for each leg.
Right. What really suck wearing that dress. You get all kinds of paper cuts.
Yeah, well, in high school, the macaroni thing. In high school, my nickname was Al Dante.
I think we went to school named Al Dante. Yeah, he was real tough.
And why? I don't know why they called you Limpy, but Attention, global environmentalists.
Okay.
You need to get naked with the hippies.
Why?
Because the fashion industry uses 93 billion cubic meters. This is for you Canadians. 93 billion cubic meters of water every year.
Oh.
So not only are they the most wasteful to the environment as far as spewing crap into the atmosphere and, but they also use more water than any industry. I would assume other than the agricultural industry, which water things to make things grow.
Well, yeah.
Here, yeah.
Wow.
Now they don't even, the pants are so short nowadays that they don't even grow the pants anymore.
No. What was the old joke in school when someone would wear, like, we used to call them high waters, where the pants didn't come all the way down? They'd say, hey, maybe.
That's the fashion now, Nick.
It
That's
is
the
now.
new fashion.
But back in when
I was in a restaurant, some guy walked in, he was in a suit with those pants up to his ankles. I said, I'm sorry, you have to have pants in this restaurant. You can't come in shorts.
No, never mind. You should have told him to have his shoes throw a party and invite his pants down.
Yeah. So we're all getting naked, folks.
Yes,
it's
in
a
Central
whole
Park.
New craze.
That's right.
I'm starting it myself.
Yes, and starting it and finishing it.
You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times. Or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months. Or the Rogue heat-baked for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. NickandRoy.com is not only can you go there to the store and buy all kinds of stuff, as we mentioned, you can go listen to all kinds of past episodes, but you can also send us an email by clicking on Contact Us.
What's in the mailbag? What's in the mail?
I was fiddling through the mailbag and found Margaret from London. Boy, was she shocked.
Hello, Margaret.
That's London, England, for those of you who think it's another place.
Like London, like London, Ontario, Canada. No, it's London.
There's a lot of Londons, but this one is London, England. She says, my hubby and I.
My hubby.
He says, we listen to your show every week. We love your show. She said, we love how you turn normal facts into cheeky commentary.
Ooh.
I love them. I love the English the way they speak. I think it's so great. You turn normal facts into cheeky commentary.
Of course, hold on. She must have seen you in Central Park. That's why she called you cheeky.
Yeah, I'm sure she saw two cheekies.
Okay.
Looked like a full moon.
What did she say?
He said, my husband doesn't think you will read this email.
Uh-oh.
So please prove him wrong. His name is Colin. So, Colin, we read emails.
Mm-hmm.
And your lovely wife, Margaret, sent us this email. And I'm reading it because we love you too, Margaret. Not so much, Colin.
Well, yeah, he's going to listen now. And that reminded me, there was another birthday message that we got, and she had ordered one for her husband. And she said that, because we always like to ask, a couple of days later, some feedback, how they like the message and so on. He loved the message. He was smiling ear to ear. And then she wrote, P.S. Now he understands why I listen to you guys every week. So
that's so cool.
That's awesome.
I want everybody out there that's listening us to know that we don't do Patreon accounts.
Nope.
Where we ask you to contribute money for nothing.
Nope.
We don't do stuff like that. So when you go to the Nick and Roy store and you get the newsletter for 12 months, not only are you getting the newsletter, but you're getting a fantastic newsletter. And for $19, you're getting it. It's $19.95. You're getting it for the entire year, 12 issues. We don't ask for money for nothing. We don't like that where you donate money on Patreon, just give us money. We want you to have something for it. The newsletter is fantastic. The messages, birthday messages, anniversary messages are fantastic. They're great.
My letter comes from Francis from Fredericton in New Brunswick here in Canada on the eastern side. Dear Nick and Roy, we love listening to your show. You guys are a hoot. In fact,
see, we got all kinds of different adjectives now.
That's right. We're a hoot. In fact, I was hoping...
We're a cheeky hoot.
Cheeky hoot. We give a hoot. In fact, I was hoping, Francis writes, I was hoping you can help me with something. I have 2 teenage boys who love to walk around the house tooting their own horn, if you know what I mean.
That's what I did in Central Park.
They just rip them one after the other. I'm pretty sure that the brothers have some sort of like sick fart competition, right? So
they have gastrointestinal problems, I believe, these people.
Maybe. So she says, I want to discourage them from this practice and was hoping you guys can help. Yeah, that's, go to nickandroy.com and click on Contact Us because we can give you some parental information about,
I say just bring your kids over the house here. I'll hook a tube to there. You know what? Hook it to my gas grill.
That's right.
Just start cooking.
And start barbecuing chicken. Well, Francis.
Some hot dogs. I take them right out of my hat. It all comes back.
It all goes back to the hot dogs and the hats in Central Park. Well, Francis, it has been discovered that the average person releases gas, all right, I'll say it, farts 14 times a day. And because
that's not true, Nick. You fart 14 times a day, the truth.
That's an average person. We're above average.
I fart like 35 times when I wake up.
In fact, do not adjust your podcast. It's Roy. There are 365 days in a year, and if the average North American lifespan is somewhere near 80 years, that means over the course of their lifetime, your sons will have farted 41,000 times. Okay?
Only on this show will
now,
you get that back.
So tell your boys to save some for later in their lives. Now, what I was wondering was, okay, so 47,000 times. This is what I was wondering, because I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, how fast is the fart in miles per hour?
Ooh, good one.
Okay, so the answer is approximately 6.8 miles per hour or 11 kilometers per hour.
Oh, wow. So that's good because when you fart, I can run faster.
That's right.
At least I know that now.
That's right. According to
if we were in an elevator.
That's right. It's vertical up and down. According to an NBC News report, upon release, farts can travel up to 10 feet per second or 6.8 miles per hour. Hey, by the way, if you're wondering who came up with all of this, it was a scientist who studies flatulence. He's called a flatologist.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
There you go.
A flatologist.
A flatologist.
Flatulence.
Right, exactly.
Nick and I were in an elevator one time. We were going to the 7th floor, and there were a lot of other people in the elevator with us. And when we got off on the 7th floor, they said, "Oh my God, is there a funeral home here on the 7th floor?" I said, "Why do you say that?" Because everybody in the elevator was crying. And then I realized it was Nick. Has a very Onion effect.
At 11 kilometers per hour. On the show today, we talked about music, we talked about money, we talked about fashion. It's time for the news.
And now, from around the corner and around the world, this is TUI News.
All right, all the single ladies are going on a shopping spree at the
all
home.
the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. We really spend the big bucks here on this show.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then we go to the Home Depot like these ladies did. They went to the Home Depot, vying for a chance to meet an eligible bachelor among the aisles of the hardwood screwdrivers and nails.
Nick, I saw this on TV yesterday.
Really?
Yes, I saw this on a news show yesterday. This is becoming a big craze.
Well, this woman,
craze.
That's right. So the women of TikTok discovered the perfect spot to window shop for single men.
Sure, of course you go to Home Depot, ladies, if you want to get screwed. And bolts.
That's right. Yes, of course. And hardwood.
Right.
And hardwood.
Yeah, you want some hardwood
Yeah.
and get screws. So
right.
you're in the right place.
That's right.
You know?
And then you look for a hammer.
Yeah.
They're now deleting the dating apps in this year, in this 2023. And a clip with over 24,000 views. I'm heading to the Home Depot, so I have to look confused in the lumber aisle. So this is what they do. They go there, they look confused. So what happens is the guys will come over and start asking them, do you need help with their wood? While the dating strategy gives some people hope they'll find a soulmate, some have taken the women watching from afar are pretty much aghast.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully they're not aghast like the lady from the mailbox.
That's right. Well, not the mailbox. It became a hot box. What the farting?
I'll tell you the truth. I was at Home Depot today. I was at Home Depot today, Nick.
Yeah.
And I was in the lumber aisle.
Yeah.
And some guy walks over to me and says, "How's that wood?" I punched him in the face. Says, "How dare you come on to me?"
So I'm so glad they asked one woman there. I'm so glad I'm wifed up. That was an expression. She's wifed up and a stay-at-home mom. It's getting hard out there. Well, isn't that the idea?
It's getting hard, all right.
Home Depot dating on the platform had 3.6 billion views.
It's the only you can find these girls from a mile away. They're the only ones that don't like to sick because they've got a splinter in their ass. Or should I say a splinter in their bottom?
Their buttocks. So
that's for Margaret from London, England.
That's right.
How's about that one, Colin?
Yes, there you go.
Stick that one in your tool chest.
Stick that in your cheeky. It is truly a trend that women are willing to try. But the jury's still out on whether it hits the nail on the head, as they say.
Yeah. Could you imagine women walk over to you and they're like, "Would you like to put your tool in my chest?"
Wow. We could come up with a whole bunch of pickup lines at a Home Depot.
Oh, you better believe
and
it.
That's one of them
I'm coming right back. I got to go to the lube aisle.
That's right. Okay.
And then make a stop in the plastic bag aisle real quick.
Now, if you ask
never be too safe, you know.
No, not at all. If they're looking for the Gorilla Glue, run the other way.
Exactly.
While some bachelorettes are boasting meet-cute success, others are declaring the DIY dating hack amusing but really faulty. Creator Megan Louise decided to make a quick trip to her local Home Depot, and test the trick out herself. To her surprise, the male shoppers were made out of husband material, she said.
See? This is how they do it, Nick. And they don't even have to get done up and dressed up. They walk in overalls and crap.
Wow, that's right. Home Depot is where you can go if you want to meet a man. I found at least 3 husbands.
Have you been there, Nick?
No, no. So, no, it's okay. I'm husband-upped.
I told you I was there today. I was literally there today in Home Depot. I had to buy a ground fault receptacle.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm in there and I hear over the loudspeaker, Home Depot representative needed in the saw aisle. There's a customer named Lorraine Bobbitt in the saw aisle.
That's right. If you see Sue in the saw aisle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And what was their slogan? Home Depot? We can do it, you can watch, whatever it is.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you right now, this is scary that women are prowling Home Depot for men. Jeez.
Wow.
We're in a bad place, Nick.
We are. We're in the wrong aisle. Thank you for joining us. That's all the time. That's all the time that we have for this episode of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We truly thank you very much for listening to us. We are in
I guess you could consider the spa aisle at Home Depot where you can buy a weed whacker.
Oh, no. They do sell hot tubs there, don't they? But Home Depot should be paying us for this endorsement. My goodness. We will scour
I'm the one standing in front of Home Depot with a hat with a hot dog in it.
We will scour the internet.
Girls, you can't miss me.
No, you can't. And if you miss them, consider yourself lucky. We will scour the internet and other sources, as well our staff. They're working hard week after week to get totally useless information just for you.
Until then, I'm going to play with my new hammer. And you tell all your friends about this crazy little show that started off with just 2 friends and is in 67 countries around the world.
Wow.
And we owe it to you, and we'd love for you to tell some more friends.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy.
Thanks for listening.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is a production of nickandroy.com. Visit nickandroy.com to access the full library of episodes or wherever you get your podcasts.